James Crepea here for the Oregonian and Oregon Live, looking ahead to another college football season. Lots of anticipation and excitement, certainly for the Oregon Ducks. And we had a Reddit AMA earlier this week, myself and colleagues Ryan Clarke and Bill Oram for the Oregonian, and certainly got a sense for a lot of that excitement from Oregon fans, a little bit of angst even from some Oregon fans, and certainly some opposing fan bases. Many weighing in about the Oregon Ducks back behind the scenes video series, that team out west. Seems like opposing fan bases don't seem to be enjoying the moniker very much, but them's the breaks. That's part of the marketing deal with Oregon in general. And ultimately, if it's generating attention and it's getting some eyeballs and it's appealing to the fans and appealing to the recruits, that's what it's all about. But certainly some opposing fan bases had quite a few thoughts about that and the moniker. A lot of anticipation, though, for obviously the season. And also a lot about the future. A lot of questions about that. And to recap and kind of put a synopsis on a lot of the things about the future of scheduling and the move to the Big Ten and all the like, I'd love to have answers about some of the future in football scheduling and the like. But I think the highest priority, obviously beyond the next couple of seasons, is getting the Oregon State series settled for 2026 through at least 29, if not beyond. That may take some moving parts, whether or not some of these FCS games will continue in those years or have to be moved. And certainly beyond that will be a question for the years to come as well. But there's lots of moving parts in the schedule. That was one of them. Other parts were about just the future of the Big Ten and the like, whether that be scheduling or otherwise. A question came up about rivalries and which ones do I think will have the best chance and to build and to bud. Certainly, it goes without saying Ohio State, with the way that both programs are recruiting, what the October 12th game this season at Autzen, the anticipation of that could be two of the top teams in the country playing this year. That will be huge. Anytime that they meet in the future, I have a feeling will certainly be significant. But some of the other non-obvious ones outside of Ohio State or Michigan or Penn State, maybe Wisconsin, who obviously they played this year as well. I think there's an opportunity for Nebraska potentially, Iowa, just from a cultural difference standpoint and how they're built, but particularly on the line of scrimmage and stylistically. And I think the one that I think it's a little bit overlooked, in part because of geography, in part because they haven't really crossed paths a lot in recruiting, but because of the opposing apparel brands, I do think Maryland has a chance to be one of those kind of programs, and they do play this year. And Mike Loxley has some familiarity with Dan Lanning and Tosh Lupoy. So I think there's a few instances here for beyond the obvious top 3 or 4 brands and programs of the Big Ten, historically and the like. And that doesn't look past the USC or Washington. We're not counting the other West Coast schools in this equation. Go check out the rest of the AMA online and check out our continuing Ducks coverage at OregonLive.com.